It's about 2:15 on Wednesday, April 3rd, 2019. We got back from our vacation on Sunday night. Monday I worked down here a little bit. You know, I've been under the weather for the last month. I'm going to the doctor tomorrow and see if I can't get put back together the way I should be. But when I came down here on Monday, this is our closet, and I finished the closet. The last 6 rows are like hand nailed. So I've got the closet done in the hall. It goes opposite here. That's a transition strip, just like that one is. Yesterday morning, I didn't come down here much. Oh, I guess I came down about 9:30, left about 10:30 to go back home. And then my friend Jeff stopped by, and we came down here. He left about 3, and then I worked until 4:30. I worked on getting this part of the hallway in, and then this is one, rather than do a transition strip here, I thought this one I would take and go all the way through, and then I backfilled. A lot of that's hand nailed. So I stopped on the hall today because I have to make a transition strip for the bathroom door, and I glue 2 pieces together, and I did that, and they're sitting downstairs. So then I thought I would work on the pantry, and so I've done this since I came back from lunch at about 1 o'clock. I put this board in. This one was always there from when we did the kitchen, and you see I have the tongue facing out this way, and this one I have the tongue facing. And what I do, you know, there's a groove. There's a tongue on one side and a groove on the other side of every board. For instance, there's the groove, and there's the tongue, and the tongue fits in, of one board fits into the groove of the next. But because I wanted to be able to have the tongue, originally it was facing out to the kitchen, but then on the other board I wanted it to face into the pantry. So I take a strip, board like this, a little thicker but narrower, and I put the 2 grooves back to back, and this acts like a floating tongue. And so that's what I did. That's what I did on that pantry threshold. And actually, it's what I did here. You see this first board? I got it notched around this, and then it comes across. Well, the tongue was facing this way. Here I can't nail against on the groove side, so I put one of those false tongues in here so that I was nailing on tongues this way, and then put those in until I had to hand nail. So anyways, tonight Linda and I are going out to supper with a friend of ours who's come in from Raymond, Washington. He comes in once a year for a seminar. He's a banker friend of mine, and then we go out to supper, and then he has his seminars on Friday. So I'll work until 4 o'clock today. I won't get this all done, but I will get a fair amount done, I think, and that'll be good. That'll be good news for us. So one thing, these boards that I put in will not match up with these, which is okay. It's not ideal, but you know, I don't have the patience right now to cut the little strip that has to go in there and make sure everything lines up. If you look to to see what I'm talking about, this is the playroom or bedroom number 2. You see I put a transition strip here because I wanted to be able to have the tongues and the grooves come into that. And if you look, this board is right on with that one. And what I had to do to make that happen is I cut a short board to put in there. It's a lot of nailing. It's a lot of putsy work, but I'm not doing that in the other room. I did that on our bedroom here. And here's the wider, but you can see how these boards, that one lines up with the one on this side. Like I say, I'm not doing that here. So, still working on floors. I haven't been on my knees, probably for 3 weeks. And anyways, they started bleeding the other day because I've got psoriasis on my knees. And when I was working on these floors all the time, it kept the psoriasis down. And then when I went on vacation and when I wasn't working, then the scales build up, and the other day, up and down, the scales broke away from my knee, and then I starts bleeding. So anyways, I'll be working on this. Tomorrow I have meetings, and then in the afternoon I have my doctor's appointment. Friday, Linda and I are going to be, she's working on Bald Eagle Boulevard house. It's gonna have the for sale sign on it again and on Friday. So I'm borrowing a power washer from my friend Jim, and then I'll power wash the decks and maybe the driveway or something, just to make it look a little nicer. So I don't think I'll be doing much work down here. You can't probably see it, but right there is the pond. And the ice is breaking up in there. So that'll be, one of the things I want to do, and it won't happen this year probably, is to eradicate some of the weeds and cattails. So where you see the fiberglass insulation, that's going to be our French doors. So 2 doors on this side, 2 doors on that side. John and I are going to work the week of the 15th to the 18th. He's going to be here. I'm going to use him so that we get these doors set right. I'll actually wait until he comes before we glue things up, because height will be a big factor for us to deal with. So I'm hoping we can get those 2 sets of French doors up by Good Friday. And I know he won't work all week because he's a pretty religious man, and he'll be going to church a couple of days that week, I'm sure. So anyways, that's where we are. I'm hoping that I can get back on the hallway and the pantry, and then the bedroom over there. I've got the whole thing to do, but I've indicated, I think I found the guy that I want to use to sand the hardwood floors. I've gone back and forth on that, and I just think it's probably the wiser thing to do. So I'll spend the $8,000 or so to sand and varnish and get it done professional. Some people ask, what are the blue tapes for? That's where my floor outlets will go. The reason I have blue tape around them is there's no nails, floor nails in that general area, so that I can, when I saw through, don't have to worry about hitting nails. Thanks for following the progress.